Ali, what do you think it was about Ali that made him great?
Self-confidence, self-belief, determination. Confidence breeds success, success breeds confidence. Well, greatness is when you make your delusions your reality.
Never talk about who's gonna stop me. Well, ain't nobody gonna stop me. I must be the greatest.
Nothing's impossible for somebody who's gonna try. If you're gonna try, it's capable of being done.
There's some internal drive that you either have or you don't have. And if you have it, you won't quit. And if you don't have it, you're gonna quit. And it breaks people.
Why pay the price? Why work this hard? Why go this far? Why try to learn this much? Why try to do it all? Why try to see it all? Why try to have it all? Why try to take on this much responsibility? Why study? Why put yourself out? Why do it? One of the big thrusts for success is to come up with a strong enough why. In leadership training, here's what we learn. If the why is powerful, the how is easy.
When did you know that you were struggling? I knew it before, but I was lying to myself, or I was going to make sure that that feeling wasn't going to go too far. So I put the cape on.
It's showtime, folks. It's showtime. It's showtime, folks. Showtime.
But then when you're not a player anymore, you can't put that cape anymore.
It's easy to give up. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. I ain't going. Oh, yeah. I ain't gonna keep going.
There is a way out, that there is a way to do more, to get more, to obtain more.
Only you can fucking help you. Grab your fucking balls, get a fucking notebook, and write down what the fuck you're gonna do this year.
But what's hard is going to get up every day and give 100% and be in the same position that you were each day, but mentally know that you're trying and trying and trying. That's a real grind.
But I personally don't want to lose all that I've been able to get. So I need to make sure that I do everything to keep it. So there is an understanding, but I refuse to click on the switch of,
Are you not happy, or you're only half happy, or?
Still to be happy about.
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
They're jealous of what you've got. They're not jealous of how you got it.
I have to make sure I'm eating the right amount, I'm sleeping the right amount, my body is as fresh as I can possibly be. All of these small things that end up adding up to the major end result.
The weight doesn't get lighter, your back gets stronger.
When you're running, you run for hours.
I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Nothing. Nelson Mandela said, "There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living." I'm sure people have told you to make sure you have something to fall back on. Make sure you got something to fall back on, honey. If I'm going to fall, I don't want to fall back on anything. I want to fall forward. I figure at least this way I'll see what I'm going to hit. Fall forward. Without commitment, you'll never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish.
But if the why isn't strong, if your goals aren't powerful, if the vision isn't clear, the old prophet said, without a vision we die, without a vision we perish, without a dream we're nothing. We stayed because we were committed. We left because we were disillusioned, but we came back because we were lost. Without a dream, we are nothing. Herbalife has got the ability to make it all come true, but you've got to decide, what do you want?
Do you actually want to do this or not? Because if you actually want to do it, what's going to stop you? Nothing. And if you don't really want to do it, what's going to stop you? Just about anything that comes up.
I think it's really important because as men, we get conflicting messages about emotion and how to express it.
Suppressing them isn't going to help. and nor is letting them run your life. So because you're sad, now you're gonna make a bunch of bad decisions because you're sad. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You're sad, okay. You get emotional sometimes, okay. Got it. Now get control of your emotions and carry on with your life. Train, study, work, practice.
All right, well, what's next? He said, well, what's next is we're not leaving the gym till you do 100 more. And Goggins, that's impossible. And he said, you know, I already know what your biggest problem is. And he's like, the limitations you're putting on yourself.
And sometimes you're gonna get hit with those waves, and that's okay.
You definitely just got better and better over time.
That comes from repetition. It's constantly doing it over and over and over again. You can do it in your sleep, and it's just, that helps you become better, I believe. And basically the same thing from the first day to the day you become champion. It's just the same basics with more intensity. You have to have a goal that's worth dying for.
It may not happen in 6 months, it may not happen in a year, it may not happen in 2 years, but at some point, my dream is going to become a reality. Every single day, we're not waiting for it to happen. We just don't have sight. Sight is for people who live in the present. We have vision. We're going to make it happen before it happens.
You got to write, even if no one published your book, write, because that was given to you to do. Everything in you is telling you to stop, to give up. Every muscle is aching. And you're saying to yourself,
you can do it. Where you are is temporary. You will not be there for the rest of your life.
Other people couldn't see it. A lot of people didn't believe it. You were attacked. You were criticized. People were opposing you, but you kept on doing it. It was hard. It was rough. It was difficult. But to you, it was worth it.
You have to know that this thing is going to work.
Say this to yourself every day. I can write my own book. I can have my own business. I can take the trip and travel around the world. It's possible. I can bounce back from adversity and reinvent my life. It's possible.
We focus so much on what goes on from the neck down that we forget it all starts from here. If you're not mentally ready, you're never really physically prepared.
What changes our whole life is action. Why don't we take action? Fear. What do we got to do to get ourselves to do it? We got to make sure that we push ourselves through it by making a decision. The point in which change happens is a decision.
Prime your brain to recognize the obstacles and to teach it that you can overcome it, and you can do that in your mind first, and you back it up with a plan, and guess what? You will start to become a goal achiever instead of just somebody who sets a goal.
Everybody, at one point in time in your life, to be successful, you have to jump. Jumping is the hardest thing for people to do, but you have to jump. If you never jump, you'll never be successful. When you first jump, I guarantee you the parachute ain't gonna open. I promise you that. But guess what? Eventually it does open. And then you start your glide. But it starts with the jump. You have to jump, man.
No matter how painful it is, I gotta keep going. And I gotta keep going because what is my passion? What is my focus? Your focus and your passion will numb you to failure and to pain of striving to get to where you're trying to go.
I don't accept that I am what I am and that is what I'm doomed to be. No, I don't accept that. I'm fighting. I'm always fighting. I'm struggling and I'm scrapping and I'm kicking and clawing at those weaknesses to change them, to stop them.
And you've got to actually go in a room, close the door, and you've got to see yourself doing it. You've got to feel yourself doing it. You've got to actually walk in it. You've got to go in the future, live it out, come back in the present, and start working toward it. Promise me this, 5 to 10 minutes that you will devote to seeing yourself being successful. And so I need you to do this for me. Like, I don't care what happens in your life. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care where you are. Every single day you wake up, if you're going to have energy, if you're going to have passion, if you're going to have drive, every day you wake up, you got to start with that vision.